Had a chance to check out world famous Wall Drug in Wall, South Dakota. Also got Maple and some load updates and more. This episode of
the Clutch Trucker Channel.
Clutch Trucker, filmed before live and fuzzy in the oh-so-sweet studio audience. Yep, you know her, you love her. Joe can't live without her. It's Maple, the world-famous pancake dog. Hey YouTube, Clutch Trucker here. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Clutch Trucker Channel. Alright, yeah, we got a little special treat here today because we are parked at Wall Drug, the famous drugstore, been in Wall, South Dakota since 1931. If you've ever driven along I-90 in South Dakota, you've seen all the billboards. They have tons of them. No matter which direction you're going, saying, you know, Wall Drug, free, 5-cent coffee, Wall Drug, free ice water, stuff for kids, you know, cowboy stuff. Yeah, you see it all along the highway. This is kind of like the original Buc-ee's. I've kind of figured that out. Because that's what Buc-ee's does, except they have many locations. And it's just basically a giant store where you can get a whole bunch of stuff with Buc-ee's printed on it. Well, that's what Wall Drug was, and they started doing it, you know, about almost 100 years ago before Buc-ee's did. What do you think? So I've got some extra time on this run. I'm doing the Lignite, picked up in Glen Rock yesterday, Friday. Today's Saturday, and so I've always wanted to come back here. My wife and I came through here years ago before we had kids, and I've always wanted to come back and check out Wall Drug again, so got some extra time, so we're going to check her out today. Well, and see, they do have truck parking here, and there's a Holland truck. It was parked right next to me there, and they're leaving. So, yep, there is this big dirt lot here right across from the main parking lot for Wall Drug, and they just ask that the trucks park over here. I get kind of a version of migraine headaches usually a couple times a year, and they're actually technically called, I think, cluster headaches or something, so they're kind of like migraines, but usually after over a few days I get them a lot. And I've had them the last couple, 3 days, I've been fighting those, and so been realizing I'm running low on Advil. Well, you think someplace called Wall Drug would probably have some. What do you think? Okay, Maple, you hold down the fort, okay? Be a good dog. See, they even have this sign, you know, Wall Drug parking lot, semi-trucks, please park on gravel, which, of course, I did. And then lots of signs all around their lot for famous Wall Drug. Like I say, I'm driving on I-90 all the time, and always wanted to come back to Wall Drug sometime, and so we had the time today. In the summer months, they're open till 8 p.m. During the winter months, they're only open till 5 p.m. And it seems like whenever I'm running this way, I just never have the time to stop, so thought we'd check her out. Something called Jackalopes Corner. It's just 60-foot hops. Alright, there's the official Wall, South Dakota post office. And there's lots of other stores here along the street. You can just park in the middle or that lot and back. Some other touristy stores, Badlands Outpost, and of course the main Wall Drug store right there. There's just looking down the main street here. There's the Salty Steer Steakhouse right there. And that's that Jackalope shop, Jackalope Corner. Proof you're in South Dakota, you got the ag stuff down there. So let's head on over to Wall Drug.
Yes. It's okay.
Of course, Black Hills Gold here, since we are in the Black Hills. And this would obviously be more of the drugstore part of Wall Drug. Fountain and Cafe, it says that way. Do not miss new Wall Drug backyard. Alright, here's the old-fashioned soda fountain and cafe here. Looks like they have some sort of a buffet down there on that end. This would be more or less the just touristy items. You can get Christmas stuff all year long. All sorts of things for you here. And over there it says the Donut Factory. That's where they make their fresh donuts. water closet, his and hers. In other words, restrooms. Yeah, the cafe has various rooms that are used. Some are used, some are not. But huge place. There's where you can place your order. They're making all the food. Of course, you can get buffalo burgers. That's one of the big things they have here at Waldra. But huge cafe. All right, we're back in the drugstore section. You can see, of course, you got some stuff up on the wall, animals. Oh, there's a buffalo. Well, technically bison. We don't have buffalo in the United States. We only have bison. And of course, here's the section of the store where you can get anything and everything with Wall Drugs on it in South Dakota. So huge area. So like I say, it's basically a whole series of a whole bunch of storefronts all kind of connected. Any kind of hat you might want to have. Of course, cowboy hats. Jerky. When I was a kid, I always tried to find license plate with my name on it, but usually couldn't. I doubt we'll find a maple or a clutch. So yeah, everything's kind of connected, a whole bunch of different little buildings. Here, there's lots of pictures, plaques, history, the whole thing. This one's kind of opened up to a much larger building, where it's kind of more of a whole outdoor-indoor theme. That mural up on the wall, that's really cool. Wow, it's actually a diorama. Even a bookstore here inside Wall Drug. How about that? Here's the jewelry store, or the jewelry emporium. This is all inside Wall Drug. You see on this side, here's just the Western wear store, where you can cowboy up if you'd like. You can sit down and take your picture with this guy. Or this one here. So we thought we'd chat with this guy and see if he has anything to say. And not very talkative. You know you're not supposed to smoke inside? A lot of the place feels very small and tight, but this area is kind of nice and open, where it leads off to a lot of separate little stores. Here, if you want just boots or moccasins, that's all they have in there. Lots of dead animals. This is the Rockhound shop, where you can get supposedly mining equipment, and of course gonna have samples of things. I always loved these when I was a kid. Pick out your favorite little stones. Camp and trail outfitters. Outdoor accessories. You can even get a sleeping bag here. How about that? Pads for under your sleeping bag if you're camping. Cookware for camping. Your typical metal camping mug. All camping accessories. Backpacks. Oh, good old the old-fashioned canteens. If you're a knife enthusiast, this is your place. All sorts. Kind of Disney-esque in here with all their little storefronts. Here's the Traveler's Chapel. And there's the Western Art Gallery and poster shop. And of course, you can get fresh fudge here. And this is called the Wall Drug Backyard. Oop, we'll go this way. All right. We'll see what they have back here. That's literally pretty much what it is a backyard, but still Western themed. And then, oh, there's a giant jackalope. Look at that. Giant jackalope even the kitties can get up on. Some of those old type rides I always remember in front of Kmart. There's a bison you can touch. And here is the free ice water. See, they have little cone cups. Kind of hard to push it. Ah, there we go. Let's see if it is icy cold. All right. Well, it's water. I wouldn't say it's icy cold, but it's free water. And then they have the deluxe restroom straight ahead. Ooh. Oh, they have a little water thing that kids always love, especially little ones. Yeah, all the little random water jets, and kids just love this sort of thing. They don't seem to be going out very quickly, but oh, there's that one just went off. Don't know if they go if you step on them or nope, that doesn't trigger it. They just go off randomly. Yeah, that one just shot up. And look, a mini Mount Rushmore. Yep, they have everything. Alright, we'll head back inside and see if there's anything else we've missed. I'd say it's just a bunch of whole connected stores, but it's kind of fun, you know, got a whole theme and everything. Yeah, excuse me, miss, can you tell me if there's any like pet supplies here? Miss? Is that a good hand? And if you remember Tom Hanks in Big, I can't remember the name of the machine he goes to, I don't think it was Zoltar. But he makes his wish to be big. Well, there's Zoltar here. He can tell you fruit you. Alright, I do have one $1 bill. We'll see what our future is, if he will tell us. Okay, Zoltar, tell us. Oh, there goes the hand.
Zoltar is here to give you the wisdom of the ancients.
Okay.
Call it what you will. Destiny is not a matter of chance. It is a matter of choice.
Okay.
It is not a thing to be waited for. It is a thing to be achieved. Create your destiny wisely, my friend.
Okay.
And surrender a bit more wealth for more instruction from Zoltar.
Okay. Oh, here comes my fortune. And what's it say? Oh, it's very small lettering here. I'll have to read this to you. Okay, so here's what Zoltar told me. It says, the Crystal Gazer has wonderful things in store for you. A dear one will return from a long trip, and your whole life will be different. You have a patient disposition, and your patience is about to be rewarded. Despair not, I say, for your days of despair will soon be over. Your calm spirit and good sense will see you through all emergencies. You have many friends, particularly in the armed forces. They are loyal to you, and are glad of an opportunity to be of service to you. Aha. Like I say, there's other stores and things here. There's like Gold Diggers, Dakota Outlet, but the official Wall Drug is mainly just this row of stuff here, and I think we've seen most of it. And then of course there are a few other things down there. So yeah, if you're on I-90 in western South Dakota, just kind of a fun little thing to stop. So I think we've basically seen it all, but I need to run back in and get my Advil because that's part of the reason for coming over here. So it's called Wall Drug after all. Well, now that I looked around, I thought I might come in here and get something to eat, and yet they've already closed the cafe. Yep. Denied. Alright, well, we'll have to try that some other time. Okay, found what we needed right here. Okay, well, we can now say we've done Wall Drug. Got my Advil. So we'll just head on back to the truck, and I'm sure Maple is losing her mind since she couldn't come along, but I figured I couldn't bring her inside with me. I'm not going to be one of those people that thinks they're so privileged they can take their dog wherever, you know. Some people may not like that. And because we are in South Dakota, not too far from Sturgis, there is a Harley Davidson here in Wall, South Dakota. I do think this is fun. The sidewalk heading back to my truck is an old-timey wood-planked western type sidewalk. Yep, so you can feel like you're in the Old West here, walking along this rickety, planky kind of sidewalk thing. Well, alright. We did Wall, South Dakota. Did Wall Drugs. Been meaning to stop here. Like I say, I drive I-90 all the time, and well, I had some time this weekend, and thought, well, this would just be a fun thing to do. So yeah, kind of like very Western themed, mini Disneyland-y kind of thing, but it is fun. Why not? Hell, if you're driving in South Dakota on I-90, what the hell else are you gonna do, huh? It's not like there's tons of stuff out here. Yeah, and truckers, if you want to come here, you can see it's not too far to walk to the gravel lot for the trucks. So, pretty nice. So, almost back to the truck. I think we'll take Maple out again one more time before we go, and I think I'm going to cook up some tacos. Got some tacos in the truck, and we're going to have that. And there's Maple, just waiting for us. Sweet doggy. Happy girl. There's nobody else around here, so we're letting her run around without the leash. Oh, happy girl. Happy girl. Yes, you're very cute, Maple. Very cute. Well, that was kind of fun. Like I say, as a trucker, we go all over the country, but, you know, we hardly ever get to stop and see stuff. So, kind of need to do a little trek like that and go to world-famous Wall Drug. So, there you go. So, if you've never been, well, now you kind of see what it's all about, and, you know, might be something you want to stop at on your way through. Well, that was fun to do. You know, like I say, I've been there years ago and always wanted to go back. So, I mean, it's not the greatest thing in the world, but it's just kind of fun. It's kind of kitschy, kind of quirky, kind of weird. You know, why not? Alright, so anyway, here it is now, Sunday morning, the 22nd. Yeah, it's been a week since I put out a video, and I'm sorry, but yeah, I've been working, been trying to get things done, and I did pick up my load in Chattanooga on Sunday on my way back down to the TA to try to get now the heater core fixed, because that needed to be done too. Call ahead to the TA as I'm on my way and say, okay, so you were supposed to order that this morning. How'd everything go? Oh, well, yeah, that didn't get ordered. Yeah, and now, of course, the Freightliner south of Atlanta, where they had to get it from, is closing in 10 minutes. So I said, okay, well, needless to say, you're not going to be able to get it tonight, so there's no point in me coming in. Although, you know, you screwed up my dash, I got no gauges. So I pulled off at a QT, quick trip down there before Cartersville, and took Maple out, and then I pulled the whole front dash apart, and yeah, I got gauges again. Yeah, this whole gauge cluster here is all one piece. Once you pull off the surrounding panel stuff, and you can then pull that whole thing out. Well, you got to undo screws, pull the whole thing out. Well, yeah, the plug behind it was like just kind of barely hanging in there. Yeah, there's two little kind of like, I call them like little legs that you got to push down, one on either side of the plug to make sure it's plugged in all the way, and neither of them was. Well, one of them was broken in half, broken off. I don't know if they did that when they were taking it apart, or if, you know, this is a used truck. Who knows? So I couldn't really blame them for that. But there's still a little wheel part that has to be aligned right to slide into the plug. Well, they didn't do that. So they couldn't get the other little leg thing down, so they just kind of plugged it in as far as they could, left it. Well, funny thing, yeah, it wasn't in all the way. And that's all it was, so I just turned that thing around to slide it in further, got the front part little leg thing to click down to hold it in place, and it's been holding fine ever since. So yeah, I had to fix their mistake, and I fixed it. So yeah, needless to say, I did not go back to the TA after now 2 very long nights there, and then they couldn't even get themselves to remember to order the part for me while I had to go pick up a load. So rat bastards. So anyway, we moved on. I did pull off the little panel down here to look to see if it was leaking a lot of coolant, and I couldn't find any down there. So either where I saw it leaking when they were putting everything back together kind of magically sealed itself up a little bit, or it just trickled down to such a slow leak that it's not causing an issue right now. Well, then I can take a little time to then schedule that on my own time, and I did find out it's actually covered under the warranty. Now the evaporator would not have been covered under the warranty, but now this heater core will be, so I can schedule that at a shop I trust. Needless to say, one of them is North American Trailer in Chippewa Falls, so I'm going to be contacting them on Monday, see if that's something they can get to this week. If not, it's holding fine. I've been checking my coolant level every day, and it's barely moved at all. So if there is still a leak down there on the heater core, it's a trickle. It's hardly doing anything. It'll obviously need to be fixed before winter, but I can plan it on my own time, and I can get it covered under the warranty. Bada boom, bada bing, bada boop. Yeah, so went ahead and just kept driving. That was Sunday night. I can't remember where I got parked. Somewhere, I think, in Alabama. Then was heading down to Houston, delivered that on Tuesday morning, picked up my next load of water at Niagara Water, and that delivered Thursday morning in Aurora, Colorado. That was kind of a pain in the butt. Brand new Dollar General distribution center. Huge place. My God, the warehouse is gigantic. It's almost the size of the Denver airport. And that's right where it's near. I'm so sick of people, and this is where I sound like an old fart. But the younger people not talking, not using their words, not communicating. The guy at the guard shack checks me in, and I said, okay, well, when I back into the door, he gave me a door. Then do I bring the paper in somewhere? There's the number on the sheet, just call that, it tells you everything. Well, it doesn't. It's an AI that you talk to. Peggy. I am your receiver. I am Peggy. Well, and on the paperwork that he gave me back, it does say on there, bring bills to receiving office. It doesn't tell me on the phone call, the AI phone call, where that is. They didn't give me a map of showing me where the receiving office is. Yeah, turns out there isn't one. I walked all the way around that entire warehouse. Took me about 40 minutes trying to find this mysterious receiving office. Finally, when I get back around to my truck, there's a guy standing out there, the unloader. Well, where were you? I was trying to get your bills. I'm like, I followed, yeah, I'm one of these stupid idiots that follows the directions. It said, we're take to receiving office. Oh, you're just supposed to wait in the truck and we come out to you. Yeah, information I could have used on the way in, but Mr. Guardshack didn't want to talk. Yeah, then they made me move to a different door. They finally got me unloaded, yada, yada, yada. Made it home late Thursday afternoon, and got to have dinner with my wife, which was nice. Got reloaded with supplies, headed up to Orange Junction Thursday night, and picked up my load of lignite on Friday. Got to have lunch with my daughter. She lives in Casper, so I went a little out of the way to go see her. Got to do that. And then, yeah, then ended up late Friday night in Wall, South Dakota. So then Saturday night, yeah, got to go check it out before they shut down. So right now, on our way to Wisconsin, we deliver Monday, and I don't have anything else booked because I don't know whether we're going to try to do the heater core thing this week or if I'm just going to keep running. Right now, it's not too much of an issue. It's obviously a slow enough leak or small enough leak that I'm not smelling it as I'm driving. It's not leaking underneath, blah, blah, blah. My coolant level's still good. Yes, this is something that will have to be addressed, but it's not an emergency, which is the good news. Thanks for tuning in for that one. Yeah, fun to go finally see Wall Drug. Been meaning to do that for years, and now, of course, we show that. Maple gets a chance to have her treats and everything, so she's happy about that. Right, Maple? You're kind of getting squirrely on me right now. Thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe. Please like and comment, share, and thumbs up and all that jazz. Clutch Trucker on Instagram, Clutch Trucker on Twitter X, Clutch Trucker 5 on TikTok. And as always, sniff that magic YouTube fairy dust. Clutch and Maple, out. Oh, where the hell am I? I'll tell you where the hell you are if you tell me who the hell you are. Farmer Ted, you're in the parking lot of my church. You own a church? All right, Sweet Maple. You ready for your Charlie Bear treats? Oh, I think that's yes. Look at that tail wagging. Alrighty, here you go, sweetie. Oh, yum, 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 yum. Such a beautiful thing. Such a beautiful thing, isn't it? Oh, she loves them. Loves the Charlie Bears. Yep. Gotta get her a special treat for helping me out here in the video. And then everybody gets to see sweet, sweet Maple. Oh, yeah, such a sweet girl. One more. Oh, yes. Alrighty. Happy dog luck.